Linus Tech Tips pauses production as controversy swirls. There's a lot going on, so let me give you a quick TLDR and bring you up to date. So Gamers Nexus, a hardware channel, dropped a video on Linus Tech Tips, and the main issue is that Linus Tech Tips, for a lot of us, is a source of information for deciding if we want to buy something or not.
Raw data that potentially misleads consumers, even if unintentional, accidental, that counts too.
Now, another big incident was with Billet Labs, a two-man team that sent their prototype water cooler with a 3090 Ti to Linus to review on his channel. They put a different GPU with it, and then when they reviewed it, they didn't recommend it at all because they didn't run it how it was supposed to be set up. And then after that, they auctioned off the water cooler to one of the viewers. I'd be pretty worried about someone buying it and reverse engineering my one and only device. Real quick, you might notice that I'm using Ground News to show you all of these things. The reason that I'm doing that is because Ground News goes out and grabs all of the different stories being reported on and then lets you see all of their different political biases and maybe if they have an agenda or not. You can read the different perspectives, find some common ground, grow your worldview. And if you haven't guessed yet, this video is actually sponsored by Ground News. For me, Ground News has been super beneficial because it has allowed me to steelman my opposition's argument. And then I make better videos with better counter arguments. You can also sort things by factuality, bias, and location. And this is actually a great example because you can see that it says mixed factuality. And if you're like a lot of the viewers on this channel, and myself included, then you don't read the news on your computer. You read the news on your phone at night while you scroll before you go to sleep and then alternate between different apps. So I've got great news for you. Ground News also has a mobile app, and you can download that too. So use my link down in the description, check them out, grow your worldview, know your opponent's arguments, be able to steelman it and use it for your own benefit. That's what I do, at least. And I'm the type of person who tries to see as many viewpoints as I can before making a decision. Oh, and one more thing, Ground News actually has a section called The Blind Spot, and it's designed to challenge your worldview. So go read that and see if you can't expand your opinions on some things. Now, as if that weren't enough, there's another layer to this. A former employee named Madison Reeve came out of the woodwork and started posting on Twitter about what it was like to work there, and it wasn't good. Let's just take a quick look at the Madison's posts. I chose to quit my role at LTT because it and the working environment I was facing were ruining my mental health. She recalls her work being insulted, and by insulted, yeah, you can see what I highlighted there. The more you read this post, the more she'll start to talk about the grind set, or what she believes is the culture there at Linus Tech Tips, and how everyone just works themselves to the bone. And she says she even got in trouble for taking her days off. She says, I got told off for taking my sick days as in the days you're entitled to. She said the day that she quit was when somebody who constantly overstepped me said, I think the reason you try to be funny is because you lack any other skills. Smiled, and then walked away. Now, one mistake she does make here is that she signed the employment contract before she even saw the salary or the job, but I assume that she thought she had an idea of what she was going to be doing. So why not? Just go ahead and sign. It's your favorite person on the internet, right? And then you have the whole never meet your heroes. So those were the three big controversial events, and that prompted Linus Tech Tips, or rather the rest of the company, to make this video. And it has over 191,000 dislikes if you have Bring Back YouTube dislikes. And if you're wondering why that is, well, this video sort of feels like an apology from the class rather than from the teacher. They start off their apology video with their brand new CEO that no one has really ever seen before, except on the roast. And not only is it the CEO's first time talking to a camera, this is what he has to talk about, and he has to appear sorry, and it's pretty difficult to do when you're reading a teleprompter.
I'm speaking today because of the recent community outcry demanding change. I'm here because I agree with the community. We do have a lot of work to do. Before we talk about that, while I wish us on better terms, I just want to say I'm very glad to meet you all.
On top of that, at the end of the CEO's first segment, they make a sponsor joke.
I've asked the team to unflinchingly address both the concerns that have been raised and how we intend to fix them, with the money we'll make from our sponsor.
Just kidding.
Then there's Nick, and he makes an LTTstore.com joke.
So I'm throwing it over to Nick.
Hold on. I'm mostly on the product side. LTTstore.com. What? Somebody had to say it.
You'll also notice in the apology email to Billet, it says, at least it's not sitting on a shelf with a smiley face. Once you get to 16 minutes and 22 seconds into this video, you finally get to see Linus.
I was the one at the head of the company for each and every mistake that our community has rightly brought to our attention.
And he says he got emotional.
And once again, I made things worse by allowing myself to respond emotionally.
And I would say it's a mix of anger, sadness, confusion, and a whole bunch of other things that he probably legally just can't say.
Honestly, really hard when people take an internal process error, and then they run that all the way to Linus is a thief and wants to auction someone else's intellectual property to the highest bidder, or accuses me of trying to brush something under the rug.
Now, I personally think that if the video opened with this segment of Linus, it might not have so many thumbs down, because not many people are going to make it 16 minutes into an apology video that is full of a bunch of what seems to be out-of-touch jokes. Now that they've released their next video, here's the plan.
It's been a long time since my boss called me into their office and gave me a stern talking to.
Second half of the video, Linus mostly talks about what it's like to be an employee there and the things that he does for his employees. And
let's talk about our workplace culture. We offer a solid benefits package, including extended health, mental health, and dental coverage, as well as retirement savings contributions and matching.
If you've seen my videos on this channel, I think team building can be a little bit corporate cringe, a waste of time, but let me show you how Linus does it, because I actually think it's pretty interesting.
We proactively host regular team building events, including Summer of Fun, which gives every full-time local employee up to $300 to spend on any activities they want with other members of our team, bi-weekly gaming nights in the lounge with free food, weekly badminton nights, bi-weekly softball nights, and a quarterly budget for department-wide team building events.
First bullet point, these are not company-organized events. That means all planning and scheduling should happen off hours. It also means you are personally responsible for any liability or harm that occurs during these activities. I don't know if LMG is one of those companies that says, we'd love it if you all show up, but if not, no worries, no pressure, or if they're one of those companies that's taking the name of every single person that didn't show up and now they're going to do something with that. So the question really comes down to, are these people really enjoying what they're doing? Would they have spent their time this way anyways?
We organize occasional surprise field trips where people are paid to have fun together, and our Christmas parties are legendary, with surprise bonuses that over the years have included free laptops, wild raffle prize hauls, and $10,000 in bonus money per person, not once, but twice on that last one. And while we don't make a point of talking about that stuff much,
personally, I can appreciate that Linus doesn't want to flaunt Christmas bonuses on his YouTube channel. Anyways, I have 3 questions I'd like to end this video with. Do you think any of this would have happened without Gamers Nexus? Think any of this would have happened without community outcry, without the comments, without people making Reddit posts? And do you think they would have fixed the rest of the issues they weren't already working on had it not been for the community pressuring them? And once again, I'd just like to say thank you to Ground News for sponsoring today's video. You should go check them out. Go get all the viewpoints instead of just picking the first one you come across. If you enjoy videos like this, do me a favor, click that like button, click that subscribe button. And if you have anything you'd like me to take a look at, feel free to email me, Discord, Instagram, however you want to do it. Happy to roast some more corporate nonsense like this. Having said all that, I hope everyone's doing well, and I'll see you in the next one.